Hey, what's up, and welcome back, everyone, to Mike and Juju's Movie Corner, the show where we first start off by toking up, and then we turn on the cameras and take a nostalgic trip down memory lane and talk about the films that shaped our youth. I'm Mike, and joining me as always is my co-host and childhood buddy, Juju. How's it going, Juju?
Doing just fine. Hey, Mikey. It's going great. I've got my popcorn and my ET action figure ready for today's episode. We're diving into the heartwarming, otherworldly adventure that is ET, the extraterrestrial.
That's right, folks. Directed by the legendary Steven Spielberg, E.T. is a classic from our childhood that never gets old. It is a magical journey from friendship, imagination, and the power of believing, y'all. So let's get started at the beginning, shall we? So the movie opens with a bunch of figures with flashlights running in the dark to catch up to a flying saucer that's taking off from the town in California.
Oh, man. I remember that scene. The spaceship takes off just as the shadowy figure with their flashlights are just reaching the ship.
That's right. And let's talk about that creature E.T. E.T. was designed by the brilliant Carlo Rambaldi, and this lovable alien has become an iconic character in cinematic history. It's used a blend of puppetry and animatronics, and it was really state of the art for its time.
To think that this movie came out in 1982 and E.T. still looks so real. The emotions he conveys, especially with those big expressive eyes, really tug at your heartstrings.
Now, let's talk about the scene where our main character, Elliot, played by Henry Thomas, first meets our lovable alien. Um, Elliot hears something out in his backyard. He goes outside to investigate and finds the small alien creature.
Yeah, that's right. And that's when he names it E.T., huh?
That's right, Juju. He takes him inside, names him E.T., and hides him in his bedroom. And don't forget that classic E.T. phone home scene. It's one of the most memorable lines in the movie history. Did you know, Juju, that E.T. was actually voiced by a bunch of different people?
No, I did not know that.
Deborah Winger was one, and Pat Welch was the main one.
No way. It's amazing how they managed to create such a distinct personality for E.T. without any actual words.
Yeah.
The sounds he makes are so expressive, and it's all thanks to sound designer Burt.
That's right. And let's not forget the incredible score by John Williams. It really is emotive and captures the essence of the film perfectly. The music really elevates the scenes, especially when E.T. starts to glow.
Ah, the glowing. Iconic for sure, but let's not forget that heart-wrenching scene when Elliot tells E.T. goodbye thinking he has passed away.
Yes, but just at the last minute, Elliot is walking away. E.T. seems to move, and then he starts saying, E.T. phone home, over and over and over as Elliot tries to keep him quiet. Really was a great moment.
Great moment. Those scenes with the agents in the hazmat suits are so intense, especially for a kid's movie. It really showed us that even in a world of wonder, there are real dangers and fears that kids can relate to.
Right. Yeah, they did a good job of putting that fear in there. And speaking of relatable, let's talk about the friendship between Elliot, E.T., and Elliot's little sister, played by the adorable Drew Barrymore. It's the kind of bond that every kid dreams of having.
Yes, the sibling dynamics and the friendship that develops between the kids and E.T. are so genuine. It's one of those reasons this movie resonates with people of all ages.
Yes. Plus, you can't forget the iconic bike ride scene. E.T. and Elliot flying over the moon with a little help of cinematic magic and a lot of heart.
It's like the ultimate symbol of freedom and power of belief. And it's all set to John Williams' epic score. It gives me chills every time I watch it.
That's right. And the film's climax, where Elliot and E.T. say goodbye, hey, it's one of the most emotional scenes in movie history. With the lights and the backdrop from the spaceship, I mean, it's all so beautifully done.
Yes, it's a tearjerker for sure. But even though E.T. leaves, he leaves behind a legacy of love and deeper understanding of the universe. It's a powerful message that stays with you long after the credits roll.
Definitely. E.T. is a cinematic treasure that has stood the test of time. It's a story that transcends generations, and it reminds us all that no matter how different we are, we can still find common ground.
It's not just about the alien and the human. It's all about the little moments of connection we have with each other. Like when E.T. gets drunk and Elliot's at school and he feels that.
Definitely, yes. That's a scene that's both hilarious and heartwarming. It really is the kind of movie that makes you believe in the magic of cinema.
It really does. So, Mike, what's your favorite moment from E.T.?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd have to say when E.T. dresses up as a ghost to scare the kids in the schoolyard, it's a great blend of humor and wonder.
I totally agree. That scene is a perfect encapsulation of the film's playful spirit. But for me, it's gotta be when E.T. finally calls home and we see his family waiting for him. It's so touching.
Definitely a good one. And now let's hear from our audience. All right, we're going to have a quick little commercial break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Mike and Juju's Movie Corner, where we're wrapping up our discussion on E.T., the Extraterrestrial. But before we go, we wanted to share some fun facts about the film.
Like, did you know, Mike, that E.T. was originally going to be much of a darker story? It was based on an imaginary friend Spielberg created after his parents' divorce.
Really? That's fascinating. It's amazing how it evolved into a heartwarming tale of what we know as love today. And did you know that the film was initially called A Boy's Life?
Yes, and apparently the original concept was for E.T. to be a much more terrifying creature. Thank goodness for the redesign.
Right? It was already a little scary. Yeah. And let's talk about the casting, y'all. Drew Barrymore was only like 5 or 6 years old when she played the younger sister. And let me tell you, she stole the show with her performance.
She was so young and talented. And can you believe that Harrison Ford had a cameo in the film that was eventually cut?
No way. That would have been amazing to see him interact with E.T. But I guess we can't get everything.
So, folks, that's our trip down memory lane with E.T.
We hope you enjoyed our little retrospective on this timeless classic. Be sure to share with your favorite moments and memories with us on social media.
And tune in next week when we'll be discussing another childhood favorite of ours. And any guesses what it might be, Mike?
You'll just have to wait and see. But let's just say it's a movie that'll make you feel like a kid again. Until then, keep the magic of the movies alive in your hearts, guys.
Bye, everyone, and keep watching the skies.